Hello. Welcome to Let's Talk with Tijuana. Today I have two really special guests. I have Carly and Elijah from 24/7 Metro Restoration. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, absolutely. So can y'all tell the audience what 24/7 Metro Restoration is about?
So 24/7, we are a full service general contracting company. So we specialize in residential, commercial renovations, and we also specialize in emergency restoration as well.
Okay, good. How long have you guys been in business?
So we've been in business in the Charlotte metro region for approximately 10 to 11 years. We are also licensed general contractors in the state of North Carolina and South Carolina and other states as well. So we are multi-state licensed general contractors.
Wonderful.
And we also service North Carolina and South Carolina in emergency restoration services.
Great. Okay, great. And so I have some very specific questions that I'm going to be asking for the viewers. We often have new homeowners that ask different questions or whatever. So I'm just going to ask some specific questions. So if you can just help us out to understand exactly what your services are and how you can best benefit or how you can best help these homeowners. Okay?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So as a first-time home buyer, what are the concerns that are associated with the properties as as you're called out or whatever? What are those major issues that you kind of see?
So some of the major issues can be like we check for things like when the home was built, when was the last time it was fully renovated. Just checking on different things like air drafting as far as the air flowing through the windows. We also check for things such as warped floors on wooden floors, because basically when a floor is warped, that means moisture has gotten into there. And if moisture has gotten into your place, we have to check for microbial growth, and nobody likes microbial growth. So those are just a few other things that we check for.
Okay. Explain to me what what is it? Microbial growth is.
So microbial growth is actually colonization of microbes, so microorganisms. Those are the things that the four-letter word that a lot of folks really don't like to talk about.
Right.
But living where we live, and this being North Carolina, we do deal with a lot of higher humidity levels.
Yeah.
So anytime there is a food source introduced into that environment that has a naturally higher humidity level, that kind of escalates that microbial growth, and it begins to those organisms begin to colonize a lot faster than other environments. So food sources for those things are moisture, water, or any type of organic material, wood. And that's what our homes, most structures are built from, are wood. So if you have any kind of water intrusion or water leak that gives it that additional food source, it is very possible for those organisms to settle and begin to colonize, which is common here for this region.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, that's some great information. Yeah. So how did you guys start the business? Like what even started this business? Like how did this come into fruition?
Well, I think just there's a need for it. We get a lot of calls from investors, realtors, property managers on the residential and the commercial side to really do those walkthroughs of due diligence, look at the properties, identify potential current issues, potential future issues, and look at the expectancy of certain things like your HVAC unit, water heaters, things like that. There's crawl space inspections, roof inspections that we perform, and really giving that guidance. And also, we're also bidding and quoting the work accurately so that when you all enter into an agreement, you have an option to handle the cost of those repairs accordingly.
So now would you say that your services should come into play before an offer is submitted or after the offer is submitted? Like, do you work hand in hand with the home inspector, or tell me, how does that work?
We do. So as licensed general contractors, we have the ability to do those walkthroughs with those realtors and managers.
Okay.
But we also have the ability to review a licensed home inspector's report
Okay.
and, either write a proposal for what needs to be done to correct those
Yeah.
issues. But we can also identify the same issues that the home inspectors can. So,
Okay.
I know we work hand in hand with them,
Mhm.
but then we also receive those calls outside of that as well.
Okay, that's very helpful, especially for us as realtors, because you'll have a home inspector that will inspect the property, but they won't necessarily give us a quote.
Right.
So that is a great service that you will provide.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So when you are on these different projects or at these different properties, are there some common issues that pretty much come up most of the time, or is every single property just totally different?
Yeah, well, I mean, every property is different, but there are some common issues that we have. Like, and one way to really check it is when you walk into a home, the first thing you want to check for is the smell of the home.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, if there is microbial growth, you're going to smell that, and you're also going to feel the humidity within the home.
Mm-hmm.
Some other things that we check for are just checking the exterior of the home, looking for different things such as big trees around the house. So big trees can like the roots of the trees can grow into the drain lines and different things like that, and that can cause major damage.
It sure can.
Or some of the trees can actually fall onto the house and cause physical damage like that, different things like that. Something else we also check for, like shifted cabinets. So if we walk in your home and we see the cabinets are shifted, we know that growth has gotten into there, got into those areas. Something else we also look for, so when a house settles, sometimes it can crack and different things like that.
Yeah.
So if the tile is cracked or anything, that also lets us know that there may be an issue there, and we may have to pull out some. We have a moisture meter which checks to see how much moisture is behind any type of wall or structure or anything, and that just lets us know. Like I said, if there's moisture behind there, we have to get back there and fix it.
Okay, and so as it relates to trees, because I have several clients that, they're purchasing older homes, and they have these huge trees. So can they call you and you could cut the trees down, or what do you do?
We can. I mean, typically what I would do if you're dealing with a home that has, any type of tree of that nature that's larger in size, we would definitely want to consult an arborist on it.
Okay.
We want to try to conserve the tree and protect the property and ensure the health of that tree. But we also, if it is at risk of damaging the property, we would want that arborist to chime in and say, hey, it's probably a good idea to take this back or maybe take it down and out, because we don't think about some of these structures that have been here now in Charlotte for over 100 years, and the trees are that age, and they're growing. They're going to continue to grow. So that is one common thing that we do look at, and they are any trees that are close to the home, like Elijah mentioned, they are at risk for those roots, invading into pipes and things, things of that nature. We also like to educate individuals that are purchasing a property and inform them on, the age of their water heater, HVAC system, and let them know where it's at. Homes are all built differently.
Yeah.
So sometimes those water heaters can be located in the attic, they can be in a closet. Identifying the water shutoffs for them in the event that they do have an emergency situation that needs to be shut down on. So.
That's good, especially for a new homeowner who is buying an existing home.
Right.
Because when you're buying a new construction home, the builder goes through all of that. But if it's an existing home and it's a new homeowner, that is wonderful.
Right.
That's so helpful, you know? Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so, how long have you guys been in business?
So go ahead, Elijah.
So I think 24/7 is formerly known as After Disaster. So the company has been bought by Shelvick and Shona Nelson.
Okay.
So After disaster has been around. How long has after disaster been around?
About 12 or 13 years now.
It's been
but,
about
you know.
12 or 13 years. And Shona and Shelby came around probably around a couple months ago.
Okay.
So we're actually just not kind of finalizing that transition and everything. And like I said, we expanded our service into full service general contracting. At first, after disaster was just emergency restoration only, so like water mitigation, as I said, microbial growth and structure, things like that.
And we were limited to the Charlotte metro region as
Right.
well. So now under new ownership, we are expanding our services across
Right.
that multi-state
Right.
facet, and even in from residential to commercial. So we're looking into building a lot of those relationships as well.
Wonderful.
On amenity upgrades, capex projects, and again going back to educating homeowners, realtors, property managers, community managers. We're working with a lot of those.
Yeah.
Facility managers of
Yeah.
commercial properties. So that's been a big focus for us, is, building those relationships now that we can service so much more than we did before.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. And so how does a homeowner pay for this? Do they pay out of their pocket? Is it, can they, have help from their insurance company? Like, how does that work as it relates to payment?
when we're talking about, working with realtors and we're working this avenue, obviously we're taking an inspector's report or we're assisting them with the due diligence walkthrough. And that's really up to how you close the deal on how those funds are allocated. We can provide that information and provide that bid, and then like I said, it's up to you all how that gets handled.
Okay.
Sometimes that's taken off of, that side of the purchasing price, and a lot of times we are assigned to complete the work. It just depends on the situation.
Gotcha.
Now, once that purchase is completed and the homeowners purchase the home and they are insured with their insurance company, that is a different ball game.
Okay.
So we have different ways of bidding different projects, whether it's a capex project, an investor that's working with us that's not going to be pushed through insurance. There is one way to bid those versus another way on how we handle the insurance claim side of things.
Good. Okay. Wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
So moving forward, as we service our clients, and no matter what the client is, whether it's a realtor or that property owner themselves, the relationship evolves. So we may be here on the front end with you all to give those bids and look at the property initially when that homeowner purchases the property. 5 years down the road, when and if possibly there is an occurrence that is covered by insurance, we're also available to help them in those emergency situations.
That's good.
And work with local agents and those carriers to help them through that process as well.
Yeah.
So being multifaceted in that way, we're here for that individual, for them, to walk through those steps of life in different areas that we can help them in as far as construction is concerned.
Yeah, what a great sense of security for a homeowner,
And remodels.
Yeah.
Remodels. We're here for that too.
That's
So
great.
just to really take care of where your family finds peace is what we want to do. We
I
want to
love
help you
it.
do.
I love it, because a lot of times when homeowners get into their home, they kind of forget about, who I can really, tap into. So to have your information, maybe like on their refrigerator or something, that's awesome. And it's definitely a sense of security.
And we have magnets for them.
Oh,
too.
good.
So.
Good. Yes.
And then I was gonna say something else that's like really big right now. So we have a lot of first-time generational home buyers. So a lot of people are buying homes for the first time for their family. So a lot of these traditions about taking care of your home and taking care of different things around your house, they're not being passed down. So a lot of these people, it's, like I said, it's their first time buying a home. So just having us as a company, like knowing that we have their back and everything, just provides them with that extra sense of security.
Yeah, I love it.
And then we're going to be here for them. They can call us and we can go out, and if they just have a question about, hey, Elijah, what is this? Hey, Carly, what is that? We're happy to meet with them at any time and say, okay, here's where these cutoffs are at. Here's what's going on here. Just educating them.
Yes. Now, is there a service fee, associated with that type of?
There is not.
Yeah, it's not.
Wow.
I was gonna say it really depends. Like I said, so bottom line is we're here for the customer at the end of the day. So everything just isn't about money. Like, we want to help you guys just as much as you can help us. So if someone ever needs something or they just want advice or something, they can easily pick up the phone and call anybody in our office, and we're happy to help.
Wonderful.
Shoot a photo to us. Say, hey, we don't know what we're looking at. Can you tell us what you think based on your experience?
Wow.
And we're happy to give them that type of guidance. And we do that a lot, like I said, moving down the path of home ownership. And unfortunately, there are individuals that have had to deal with claims, and that's something that we work with their agents on, and if whether it's a viable claim or not, and how it may affect their relationship with their insurance company, and whether or not they should actually move forward with it.
Oh,
so,
that's good.
Yeah,
That's good. So, say for instance, if you cannot detect what the issue is just by phone call or by video chat or something like that, if you have to physically come out to the property, is there a trip fee or anything?
There's not. So we actually just had a job the other day where it was a plumber called us up and some water damage had been done, and basically we just went out there to go check out the situation and assess everything. And long story short, we didn't end up landing the job, but we still gave our assessment and our advice, and we did not charge that company for that. So our thing is just we want to build great relationships with everybody in the community and just let them know we're here for you.
I love that. Oh, I love that. I mean, it's some really good core values I'm hearing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so that's definitely what my firm is built on: great core values and just taking care of the community and people. You know, and it's not always a price attached to
It's
that.
not.
Right.
You know,
It's not always a price because integrity and everything. Integrity is literally at the top of our core values.
I
Just
love it.
being fair and honest and just being fully transparent with our clients, because if there's a certain job and we really can't do it, we're going to be transparent about that. We're not going to take on more than we're able to handle, or just give you an outrageous quote or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's not how we work over here.
I love it.
And then teamwork is big too.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Teamwork and just product and just providing great quality work in everything we do. And like I said, just making sure the line of communication is very clear.
I love it. And so now you mentioned teamwork. So how large is your team?
So our team is pretty large.
Okay.
We have direct employees for 24/7 Metro Restoration, and they're here locally to Charlotte. Reaching out, we do have subcontractors and vendors that work with us on a regular basis.
Okay.
And being in the industry that we're in, we're problem solvers.
Right.
So that's, you have to think very creatively and be really good at figuring out what the problem is and how to solve it, because we do have a lot of unique situations that come across our desk, basically.
I'm
So,
sure.
so seeing that and building that craft has been, every day is different.
I'm
Right.
sure.
Every house is different. Every situation is different. So working through those steps is not the same all the time.
And I can imagine it being rewarding, like
It
after.
is.
Yeah, it really is.
It really is. It just not only on the disaster side of things and the emergency service, that to be able to help someone in that nature is very rewarding on that side and get them back into their home. But then also to transform, a remodel or a CapEx project or build from the ground up, which design and build is something that we also provide. So just seeing that from, pen and paper to standing in front of you is that's incredible as well.
Yeah.
So both sides of it, the services that we do are very unique and rewarding.
Good.
Right.
So for the design and build, are you connected with finance companies to?
Now that is a question that I do not have the answer to as far
Okay.
as financial goes.
Uh-huh.
I can answer questions about commercial and how the operations work.
Okay.
Now finance, not necessarily my department,
Gotcha.
unless Elijah knows something I don't.
You
which
You
is
don't?
amazing.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, because I'm sure that would be a question
Okay.
for, viewers who
Mhm.
might be in that realm. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But
We
good.
could definitely
Right.
get back with you on that though.
Yeah,
Definitely will.
perfect. Well, would love for you to share your contact information so that if anyone needs your services, they know how to contact you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Elijah Small. I can be reached at elijah.small@247metrorestoration.com. That's my email address. And Carly's email address is carly.cuthbertson@247metrorestoration.com. Our office number is 704-372-1200, and we are 24/7 Metro Restoration, so that means you can call us at any time of the night, and we'll be there for you.
I love it. Yes, love it, love it, love it. Well, thank y'all so much for stopping by. This was some great information, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Please reach out to these wonderful people who are here to help, Carly and Elijah. Until we meet again, be blessed.
Be blessed. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a thing, but I need extra pay. My palms itching. It's a tradition for me to run it up. Your mom's kitchen might catch me whipping my wrist like double dutch. I doubled up ambition, doubled down my decisions, and told myself that I can't waste a minute till I'm 100 up. I feel like Omar, so either you get down.